Yay? Nay? Should I keep it? Should I not? I don't know. I just have no decoration in my stuff. Oh. Ugh. Hello everybody, it's Kristen here. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm trying to add a little bit of decoration here because I kind of realized every time I edit my videos, I'm like, it literally is all white. Like this is white, the walls are like a creamy white. It's like, what the heck? So I'm trying something different, but I mean, this is literally just black and white, so I don't know if it makes that big of a difference. But I'm gonna try it. I would love your feedback, guys, because I find my videos are a little empty. If you have any suggestions for how to decorate, please let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, so today I'm going to be doing my April wrap-up, and I'm super excited because this is my first ever wrap-up. I'm just excited about it. You know what I just realized? I didn't light a candle in my thing. I always light a candle. Today is, again, overcast. April showers bring May flowers. That is what's getting me through right now. So I'm just going to maybe, can I do that? I won't burn anything up. So in the month of April, I read 5 books, and 3 of them are all one series. This was actually a really good month for me. April was my exam month, so I'm actually happy that I got through that much. And there was also 2 readathons in the month of April. The first one was a Tome Topple readathon, and then the second one was the Spring Cozy Reading Night. It's not the greatest variety. I read one series, which I thought originally was a trilogy, but no, there's another book coming out, so and then I read 2 nonfiction books. And honestly, since I started BookTube, things have already changed and grown for me. Because I said I don't read a lot of nonfiction. And what happened this month? I picked up 2 nonfiction. Like, what? 2 readathons and 2 nonfiction books. That is just awesome. So I will go from what I started in the beginning of April right to what I finished last, just to kind of follow chronologically. So the first book I read in the month of April is Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I've already done a review on this on my channel, so I won't get into too much detail. But basically, this is a young adult fantasy, in a way, / dystopian series. And you follow the main character. I say Mari, but it seems like she's called Mare. Just to not frustrate you guys, I'm going to say Mare so that it's kind of consistent with everybody else. So we follow our main character, Mare. She lives in a world split between red bloods and silver bloods. She is a red blood, and basically through a series of events, she gets thrown into the silver blood world, and she discovers she has a power of her own. This book had a lot of tropes in it. I said that in my review, so it doesn't mean it was a bad series. I still thought it was really good. Because I've read so many young adult, this one didn't really stand out for me. I still gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, so I enjoyed it, but it just didn't stand out for me. And the next book I read in the month of April was Glass Sword by Victoria Aveyard. This is book 2 in the Red Queen series, not trilogy. What I really liked about Glass Sword is now you're introduced to so many new characters. That changed it up a lot for me, which I really appreciated. Honestly, this series is so much like X-Men. If you love anything X-Men, if you love people having powers and a variety of powers, you will absolutely love this series. It was written well, so it's a good series, but it just didn't stand out to me. One thing I really did like about Glass Sword is all of the new characters you're introduced to and all the powers and kind of the dynamics now between all of that. And so I thought that was really good. I like that. So I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. I'm not super critical when I rate books. I understand kind of, you know, this is a young adult genre. And if you were older and you just didn't like it, it wasn't what you know, it didn't give you what you wanted, just understand it's a young adult book. Like, I can totally see myself as a teenager loving the series. And even, you know, a couple years ago. Personally, I've grown in my reading taste, so this didn't cut it for me. I can definitely see young adults really loving this. Alright, and then the next book I read is King's Cage by Victoria Aveyard. This book is book 3 in the Red Queen series, and again, it just continues on from where Glass Sword left off. And to be honest, I don't have the greatest memory of everything that happened in King's Cage, which to me that's not the best sign if a book isn't super memorable. Glass Sword was more memorable for me than King's Cage. I gave King's Cage 4 to 5 stars, maybe 3.75 out of 5. It was the biggest book of all. This was the only book so far that was over 500 pages. It was good, writing was good. What I really liked, and if you watched my vlog, you would have seen me comment on this. So what I really liked is King's Cage finally had a map, and then it actually had multiple point of views. Now, 80% of the book was Mare's perspective, but then the other 20% was 2 other characters. So I really appreciated that. I felt like this book wasn't rushed, which was nice. I hate kind of insta-love. I hate when she finally discovers what she needs to do in 5 minutes of thinking. I felt like this, you know, kind of progressed at a good pace, but there's a neighbor right now who, I don't know if she saw me, but it's embarrassing. Anyways, yes, so this one was too long, but at the same time I felt like it was paced really well, so I don't really know how to critique it. I did think it was a good continuation on of the series. It kept up with all the other ones, except it did have kind of unnecessarily long periods of stuff, but I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much if I hadn't read it as quickly as I did. And the next book I read in the month of April is We Are All the Same by Jim Wooten. I really don't know how to say his last name. That just Wooten. So this is a nonfiction book. The story is based around a little South African boy's life and how he was diagnosed with HIV/AIDS. The man who wrote this book was a journalist, news reporter. He was reporting on big stories, and this little boy and his foster mother, Gail, I didn't say the boy's name. Nkosi Johnson was the boy's name. So when HIV/AIDS was first discovered and it was kind of breaking news all across the world, South Africa really wasn't addressing it very well. And in a way, they were kind of avoiding the issue. And Nkosi and Gail kind of said, this is happening in everyday life. You can't ignore this problem. So they made big news about it all. And so Jim Wooten kind of was able to cover their story and get to know them, and he actually got really close with them. So the way he tells the story is so beautiful. I never said what I rated it. I rated this book, I believe, 4 to 4.5 stars. What I really, really loved about this book was how Jim not only weaved in Nkosi Johnson's story, but he weaved in South African history, and he weaved in the HIV/AIDS history. And you are not at all bored at any point. You're not at all not understanding anything. He made things really plain, really clear to understand. Because I've lived in South Africa for a few years, I didn't know, all the history, but there was a lot of things that I thought he represented really well. You can really picture yourself in South Africa, in Nkosi's shoes or in Gail's shoes. I thought it was a really powerful read. I would highly recommend this series. It's not a series. I would highly recommend this book if you want to know some more about South African history or HIV/AIDS history. A good thing is it's not really long. If you love reading really long history books or nonfiction books about that stuff, definitely pick one up. But if you are a little overwhelmed kind of with that information, this is a great option. It was short, and yet it was really, really impactful. And the last book I read in the month of April was Graduates in Wonderland by Jessica Pan and Rachel Kapelke-Dale. This is a memoir of friendship, basically between these two girls. So the way the book is set up is it's email correspondence between the girls. So basically you're kind of just reading their emails. I did film a review yesterday, so I'll probably put that up right after I put up this video. But I really, really enjoyed this book. So if you are a young adult and you want to pick up kind of that fun, entertaining read that's kind of inspires you to travel, 100% this is your book. The one suggestion I would say is if you were going to pick this book up, I think this would be a wonderful side book. So basically you're kind of reading another book and this one you have on the side. And because there's no chapters, it's just email correspondence, it's actually really easy to come in and out of the book. You could read a couple emails, in one afternoon and then pick it up the next day. So yeah, I would highly recommend it. These are all the books I read in April. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really happy with what I got to this month. If you've read any of these books or you just want to chat to me about anything, you are welcome to comment down below. Give this video a big thumbs up, click subscribe if you want to, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!